Well, the all important opposition meeting is going to take place tomorrow in Patna, and already confusions have started creeping in. So I'm not surprised. I'm not at all surprised because this was all on the cards. Arvind Kejriwal has already threatened the Congress that he would walk out of the meeting if the Grandwood Party doesn't lend support to his fight against the central government over the ordinance. And then there are some parties which have kind of sort of backed out, and it's really confusing because I've always been reinforcing the fact that such a hodgepodge can never actually see the light of the day. Firstly, as I've always said, there are too many prime ministerial aspirations. At the same time, there is no common minimum program, though some senior leaders in the opposition have been asking for a common minimum program. But what is that common minimum program going to be? That is $1 million question. And then there are, rivalries at the state level, which might turn out to be a spoil sport. So as a whole, I really don't sound very, optimistic so far as the outcome of the meeting is concerned, because you need to have an alternative. And as I've always been reiterating that at this point of time, despite not being a Modi supporter, there is no, strong challenger to Modi's might. Well, Rahul Gandhi may be sort of coming up in the ranks, but at the same time, his rise, his emergence, they are not quite accepted by several senior opposition leaders, including our very own Mamata Banerjee. So as a whole, there is a lack of unanimity, and I think this is definitely going to, play spoil sport. This is definitely going to pour water onto the plans of forming a federal front. If we look back in time, the history of federal front has always been very checkered. It has never been successful. As I've always said, that it has, always been, it has been backed by a strong party. But at this point of time, there is no party which has the, numbers. Of course, Congress has more than 50 odd Lok Sabha members, but that is not sufficient. You need to have at least 150, 175 Lok Sabha members to, call the shots. And there is utter confusion about seat distribution. There is utter confusion about one-on-one fights, and there is a lack of preparation, which is not going to sort of augur well for the prospect of the opposition unity in the days to come. But then we can always be hopeful. So far as the anti-Modi camp is concerned, it would be hoping that something really concrete comes up, so as to put up a fight against the autocratic India government at the center. But going by the trends, going by the developments, and going by the lack of unity and camaraderie among opposition parties, I think it's quite unlikely that this entire front is going to see the light of the day. But let's be hopeful. There's no harm in hoping against hope. We can always be hopeful. Mamata Banerjee, West Bengal Chief Minister, has already warned the BJP that the opposition is united. It's going to fight, as one family against the BJP. But then she herself keeps on taking, swipes at the Congress party in West Bengal. And we all know that, as I've said, she hasn't developed a kind of a fondness for Rahul Gandhi. And it's quite, unlikely that she's going to accept Rahul Gandhi as the common face of the opposition. So overall, it's like a khichdi. So it's very funny. But then let's see what happens. Nitish Kumar is quite hopeful that this, front is going to sort of roll on, and it's going to put up a fight against Narendra Modi's BJP. But then, as I said, I don't sound very hopeful, to be very honest, despite the fact that I'm really hoping against hope, as I said before, because there's no agenda as such. If at all there is any agenda, it's all personality driven. It's all personality oriented. So you really cannot put up a fight against such a powerful force just on the basis of charisma. You need to have a program which could actually sort of throw a challenge at him. So at this point of time, I must say that there's hardly any possibility, and this meeting is going to sort of, the efforts of the so-called leaders would turn out to be a damn squib. But having said that, there's no harm hoping. Thank you so much.